Hey friends, today in Social Studies for Black History Month, we're going to learn about Rosa Parks. See the lady sitting in the bus right here? She was the lady that we learned about yesterday with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who would not give up her seat on the bus. She refused to, and remember she got arrested and Dr. Martin Luther King heard about it and he did not agree with it at all. So he formed that boycott against the bus system, and it lasted for over a year. Boycott means that people don't use it. They won't, like if you boycott a store, that means you're not going to shop at that store. Well, they boycotted the buses, so that meant that they weren't using the buses for a whole year, and that was really bad for the bus system because if nobody was using the buses, then the bus drivers couldn't get paid because nobody was paying for a bus ticket, and it really affected things a lot. So that's why Dr. Martin Luther King was so important. And part of it has to do with this lady right here, Mrs. Rosa Parks. Let's learn more about Rosa Parks right here.
I'm researching a famous American. Who was Rosa Parks? Rosa Parks was born Rosa Louise Macaulay on February 4th, 1913. She grew up on a farm near Montgomery, Alabama. Rosa's mother was a teacher and taught her at home. When Rosa was 11 years old, she went to the Montgomery Industrial School for Girls, which was for African American girls. Segregation is the separation of people based on their race, culture, religion, or other reason. At the time, schools were segregated.
Remember, we learned about this.
African Americans and people of other races were not allowed to go to the same school as white students.
Just like with Martin Luther King.
Rosa went to high school, but she had to leave when her grandmother and mother got sick. Then Rosa met Raymond Parks, and they got married. With his help, she went back and finished high school when she was 20 years old. At the time, most African Americans didn't graduate high school, but Rosa Parks did.
Good for her.
She became a member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. The NAACP is an organization that fights for equal rights for all people. What was life like back in the 1950s? In the 1950s, African Americans were treated unfairly. Even though African Americans had the right to vote, some people made it very hard for them to do so. Rosa Parks tried to register 3 times before she was finally able to vote. Blacks and people of other races were segregated or separated from whites in many ways. There were segregated restaurants, theaters, bathrooms, and even water fountains.
That's silly.
Blacks also had to sit in different parts of the bus.
Remember,
If the
we
bus
learned it
got crowded, blacks and people of other races had to give up their seats. A few people refused to follow the rule, and they got arrested. So, what did Rosa Parks do? One day, Rosa Parks got on the bus and sat down. As more people got on the bus, the driver told her to give her seat to a white passenger. Rosa Parks was tired of being treated unfairly just because of the color of her skin, so she said no and refused to move. Rosa Parks was arrested and put in jail. When she got out the next day, people in the community joined together. A minister named Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. helped organize a boycott of Montgomery's bus system.
We already heard this.
A boycott is when people join together and refuse to do business with someone or something. What happened during the Montgomery bus boycott? Thousands of people refused to ride the bus in protest of segregation. Some people walked miles in the rain just to get to work. People started carpools to take other people places. Some rode bikes and even buggies. Communities from all over the country supported the boycott, and they even donated shoes. Then, the Supreme Court ruled that segregating buses was against the Constitution. The boycott had lasted over a year before it ended. From December 1st, 1955 to December 20th, 1956. Finally, people could sit wherever they wanted. Rosa Parks stood up for what she believed in and helped make a difference.
And that was thanks to Dr. Martin Luther King.
Throughout her life, she continued to be an activist, fighting for equal rights and working to make changes to laws. Rosa Parks died on October 24th, 2005. Thousands of people around the country honored her memory. I can't answer all of your questions about Rosa Parks. You'll just have to read my essay. Moby, I haven't finished writing it yet.
We heard that word segregation again. Remember how we said that Dr. King fought against segregation? He didn't think it was fair that people were judged by the color of their skin and had to be treated differently. That's why he took a stand. Well, Mrs. Parks didn't think it was fair either, and she didn't feel that she should have to give up her seat, so she didn't. We will learn about another important African American in history next time. Have a good day.